Hi guys, welcome. My name's Maria Firefly Yoga. So please make sure you're fit and well before you start the practice today. This isn't a practice for anyone that is pregnant or has an injury. So whenever you come to the mat, please make sure that you set up your space. You could put some soft music on, maybe light a few candles, burn some incense. It's always nice to have an uncluttered area when we're practicing yoga. So before I come over to my mat, you guys head over to your mats if you're not already there. Maybe sit up on a block or a cushion and come into a cross-legged position. Once you're in your cross-legged position, we're going to take our right hand and we're going to place our thumb to our first finger and place this hand on our knee. Okay, so you'll be in a cross-legged position and the hand will be sitting on your knee. Your right hand, if you put it up exactly like mine towards the camera or computer or phone, wherever you're at, place your hand up and then put your first and second finger down and place it on that paddy bit of your thumb, and then take your right thumb to your right nostril. Notice my little finger sticking out. I want to put the ring finger to my left nostril. So let's have a little practice from closing the right, closing the left, closing the right, closing the left. So just moving from left to right, and then just take your fingers away, but hold your hand here. Be comfortable in your shoulder. Don't be like dragging your shoulder up to your neck. Just hold it here. I'm going to come to the mat. So I'm coming back. Okay. So stay where you are. I'm just going to come into this position. So if you're unable to get your legs crossed, this is fine. Find a comfortable position. Every posture should feel calm and comfortable. So I'm just running through that again. Thumb to first finger. This is my left arm, right hand, and thumb to right nostril. And now I've got my ring finger to my left. So thinking about the Mula Bandhas that we were talking about last week, I want you to draw up your sphincter, your pelvic floor, around your sexual organs, and it's subtle. Draw up. Now think about lifting your tummy up, lifting it up towards the ribs. This is going to help your spine sit up nice and tall. Just allow your shoulders to be relaxed. Think about your head. Don't turn the head. Keep your head center. Breathing naturally in and out. And now I want you to take your thumb to your right nostril and take a big inhale from the left. Do it slow, so you inhale slowly, slowly, slowly. Inhale, inhale. Close the left side. Hold both nostrils tight. Couple of seconds. Release the right and now exhale slowly, slowly, slowly as you draw your belly button back to your spine. And then you need to inhale through the right. So inhale, 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 pushing your belly out, pushing your belly out, out, out. Close your nostril. And now we need to exhale through the left. So exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close that left side. And then exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close both nostrils. And exhale through the left. So keep it calm. You're basically just breathing in through one nostril and out through the other nostril. If you're able, you hold your breath in the center when you're closing both nostrils. It's only for a couple of seconds. And now close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Continue with this breath. I'm putting my hand down. Keep your eyes closed. Breathing in through one side, holding your breath, exhaling through the other. Have your eyes closed. Feel really calm. Lengthen the back of your neck and take your crown of the head up to the ceiling so your chin slightly tucks in. Always remember to use that diaphragm as you're breathing, so you gently push the belly out when you inhale and you gently draw that belly button back to the spine as you're exhaling. Continue with the breath, calming yourself down. Continue with the breath and just think about this. Wherever you're at with this breath, I want you to finish by breathing out on the left hand side. So you take your time. If you've just breathed in through the right or you've just breathed out through the right, take your time until your last breath is on the left hand side. So you breathe out through the left and then just bring your right hand down to your knee to match your left hand. So that's index finger to the thumb and the other 3 fingers are stretched out. Keep your eyes closed. Again, just study your body. So when your eyes are closed, you're internalizing. So let's think about the Mula Bandha. So it's just a little subtle draw up around the sphincter, around the perineum, around the sexual organs. Now think about just lifting that tummy up. As you do, imagine lengthening your spine and your waist becomes a lot taller. Now we're going to slightly tuck the chin into the chest, keeping the spine long, keeping the crown of the head up to the ceiling. And I'd like you to practice the Ujjayi breath. So you don't need to open your eyes, just listen to what I'm saying. We've done this breath before. This is where we pretend we have an imaginary mirror, and imagine opening your mouth and fogging that mirror. Can we make that sound with our mouth closed? We're constricting the throat. Can you make that sound breathing in? As you do that breath in, don't you just feel your chest rise? Feel your chest and your spine. You sit up nice and tall. Practice that exhale. Sounds like an ocean wave as you're breathing in and you're breathing out. This is our throat lock. So we're holding Mula Bandha. This is at the base. The middle is Uddiyana Bandha. And then Jalandhara Bandha is in our throat. So get all 3 to work. Drawing up the pelvis, around that area, around your underneath. They're thinking about when you see yogis and they're drawing that belly up underneath their rib cage, that draw up, and then think about tucking your chin into your chest and practicing that Ujjayi breath. So I want you to take your hands now, open your fingers, place your hands on top of your knees. Let's just rub the top of our thighs. Let's just bring our breath work back to neutral. So just breathing in deeply, keeping your eyes closed. Just notice the feeling of just rubbing the top of your legs. Be really connected to everything you're doing. And we're going to start to roll the shoulders back. Just roll the shoulders back. Keep the eyes closed. Just allow the hands to drop off of the thighs to the back. And then hold your shoulders down. And then draw your shoulders up to your ears. Draw them down. And then draw them up. So nice big deep breath so you could breathe in. As you lift your shoulders up and then open the mouth and exhale. So we're going to inhale and exhale. And then let's take a little twist to the side. So just draw yourself round to one side. It really doesn't matter which side you go to. We're going to be doing the other side. So take your time. Think about your waist. So it's a real twist in the waist. Now, of course, if we use that Uddiyana Bandha, you're going to move that tummy up and you're going to be able to twist a little further round. Let's come back to the centre. Let's interlace our fingers and draw our arms out until they're straight. I'm really making a bit of a roll down in my spine here. So I've had a nice straight spine. Now I'm just rolling back, feeling a stretch across my shoulders, drawing up your Mula Bandha here, your underneath. And then take your fingertips behind you, roll your shoulders back, and then just really open your chest by gently pushing your tummy forward, your pelvis forward, taking your head back if your neck feels happy to be in this position. And then relax. From here, we're going to come off of our block or off of our cushion and come into a nice box position. So let's just wiggle our bottom around just for a moment. Make sure your knees are underneath your hips and your hands are under your shoulders. Think about your hands. So your hands are a bandha as well. It's a lock. They really need to be in a good position. So lift your palms. And actually, this is a nice way to stretch the fingers. So just lift up your right palm and try and keep your fingers on the floor and your thumb on the floor. So you've got a big stretch in your fingers and in your palm. Let's do the left side. And maybe just notice, is there any difference from your left to your right? Are you right-handed? Is the right a lot stiffer than the left? Or is the left stiffer? We're going to tuck under our wrists. Just allow a little bit of movement. Move your fingers up and down. And then just sit back on your heels and just move your hands around, making a circle in one direction, circle in the other direction. We're going to come back on to all fours and practice our cat and cow. So coming to cow, you want a nice arch back. Stick your bottom back, looking up, breathing in. Let's just move our bottom from side to side. Big deep breath in. When you exhale, tuck your tailbone. Tuck your chin into your chest and maybe just rock backwards and forwards. You're going to feel your shoulders stretching. You're going to feel your lower back, especially if you take your bottom nearly to your heels. Let's inhale again. Really opening up here. Let's have a little wiggle and then maybe take a little look back at the right heel and then come back. Let's have a little look back at the left heel. Come back to the centre. Let's draw our arms out in front. pull up your Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, yeah, so that's underneath, and draw that tummy up as if you're tucking it underneath your ribs. Breathe in naturally. You should be able to breathe easily when you're holding these bandhas. Your tummy should be a little bit like a trampoline, yeah, so it can really move around, but it's tough. It's really strong. We're going to bring ourselves back up. Take your right hand to your tummy. Keep your eye gaze down. And then all I want you to do is imagine taking that right shoulder and then just taking it up to the ceiling. So it's a real spinal twist. From here, if you want, take your arm up without sort of dragging and pulling on your shoulder. This is a spinal twist. It's got nothing to do with the shoulder, so we don't want to pull the shoulder. So left hand now to your tummy, draw round so that left shoulder is going up to the ceiling. Maybe draw up the arm if you want to, and then bring yourself back. Let's sit back on the heels. Maybe just wiggle from side to side. If you need to make two fists to allow your head to relax down, then you can do so. Once you're here and you feel you might have stretched a little bit, perhaps put one hand on top of the other hand and then relax your head on your hands. Of course, if you feel nice and flexible here to take your forehead down to the mat, you've got options to either take your hands behind you. This just adds a little bit of pressure, helps your bottom sit on your heels. Feel free to bring your arms out in front. And then I want you to just play around with drawing up your Mula Bandha and your Uddiyana Bandha. When you draw your tummy up, it really makes space for you to come down a little more into the posture. From here, let's come back into a box, and we're going to take our right heel back, stretching out our calf. Keep your eye gaze down. Always think about having a nice long spine. If you can, we're going to just lift off that left knee and foot. So you've got a bit of pressure in your hands here. Look down at your hands. Are they connected properly? Knee comes down, toe comes down. Right leg comes down, little wiggle. And then let's take back that left leg. So I'm tucking under my toes on the left foot. Feeling a stretch in my calf, front of the shin. To just add a little bit more pressure into that calf, I push back with the left heel and then lift off the knee on the right, the foot on the right. And then place my legs back down. So from here, I'm going to tuck under my toes. And I'm going to come up into a down facing dog. So you can come up into a half down facing dog. What this does for you, it allows you to feel that nice flat back. And I think I've said it before, but if you practice this in front of a mirror, you can check out your back. We really want the spine to be straight. There is no good having straight legs and a really curved spine. Once you're here, now let's stretch out that right leg like we just did, long leg. So left leg's bent, right leg is straight. And then we'll change sides. All the time we're coming up into a better down facing dog. So maybe now let's just paddle both feet. Think
thinking about stretching, you might want to move your knees from side to side. You might want to come up onto your toes and then press your heels back down. Just have a little look back at your down facing dog. So don't allow your shins, sorry, not your shins, your ankles to sort of dip in. Really think about pushing down the outside edge. So like where your little toe is, really push down there. So it lifts those ankles out to the side so you've got good alignment. Drawing up your Mula Bandha. Drawing up your Uddiyana Bandha. Perhaps using your Ujjayi breath. Thinking about the palms of your hands. As you're becoming a little bit more stretchy, could you bring your hands back a little bit so you've got a good upside down V shape? Breathing deep. Then from here, we're going to bring our hands coming into a forward fold. So again, have your knees bent if you need to. Have your feet underneath your hips, so you might need to bring your feet in a little bit. Maybe just bend one knee and then bend the other. I want you to rock your head. Make sure you're totally relaxed in your head. Hang down just like a rag doll. Let's just move from side to side. So just like a rag doll, just hanging. Breathing deeply, really enjoying this swaying motion. If you can, close your eyes. If it's a little bit too much and you feel a bit wobbly, then open your eyes. Rock that head. And then from here, again, think about drawing up your Mula Bandha, drawing up your thigh muscles, drawing up this tummy and coming into a position, coming into your version of a forward fold. If that might be with your knees bent, that's absolutely fine. What we don't want is to be pulling on our back. You're better off to have your knees bent and taking your tailbone up to the ceiling. We're going to take our hands, roll them up the shins. Let's roll the shoulders back, coming into this nice flat back. Your bandha, another bandha is your feet. So maybe lift your heels, spread your toes, connect all four corners of your feet down. Now I'm really drawing up my Mula Bandha, my thighs, Uddiyana Bandha. I've got my chin tucked into my chest, a little bit of Ujjayi breath. And then push down on your feet and stand all the way up. Let's roll our shoulders back. Again, keep these bandhas. From here, we're going to draw our arms out. I'm going to bring the right arm across my chest and just take a little look to the right. And then place that arm down. Let's take the left arm across. So draw it out, cross the body, and then take a little look to the left. From here, we're going to interlace our fingers, draw our shoulders down. Draw these hands down the back of your body. So you're interlaced and you're drawing down. Now, sometimes when you do this, as you start to draw the arms down, the back starts to arch and your pelvis starts to come forward because you're drawing back. However, if we're drawing that Mula Bandha and that Uddiyana Bandha, straight away, if I do that, it straightens me out. So just hold it here. I'm going to take my right foot forward and my left foot back. Really think about the feet. So I've got these connected and then just come forward like you're doing a flat back and then come down a little bit more, drawing your arms above your head. Think about your feet. Think about Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, just dropping down as much as you can and then coming all the way up. Let's change legs. So draw the left leg forward, the right leg back, and always make sure you've got a little bit of space. You don't want one foot behind the other because you're going to wobble. So just take a little bit of distance. Notice both feet are coming forward, and then as I come down like into a flat back, my hip bones are level. There's no good one being up. Okay, so be level. Drop your head. Draw your arms up to where that might be. And then bring yourself back up. We're going to give ourselves a cuddle. So draw your arms around and just bring yourself forward here. Then let's interlace the hands, drawing the arms out. And then we're going to relax down. So let's come up to the top of the mat now. You're going to have your feet together and your heels slightly apart. So we're going to work with these bandhas today, okay? So straight away, get this little drawing. Notice if I've got a little arch in my back, as soon as I Mula Bandha and then the Uddiyana Bandha, it just straightens my body out. I'm going to bring my hands to the side of my body. Let's Ujjayi breath up, so that ocean breath. And then on the exhale, so draw your arms out to the side, coming into a flat back. Allow your hands to come where they need to for your flat back. Tuck your chin in and just hold it here. Draw your thighs up, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. We're going to bend the knees if you need to, taking your fingertips to the floor. Just drop your head and draw your tailbone up to the ceiling. We're going to take a big right lunge. Place the knee down, release the toes, and then open up the chest. So think about like leaning back, not coming out of the thigh, knee ankle alignment. Up you come. So you'll notice that actually the Mula Bandha naturally is working. So you've been using these bandhas without even knowing, yeah? Uddiyana Bandha, that belly, you know, it's tucking up. Just acknowledge it and use it a little bit more. From here, we're going to take a right twist. This is an easy twist. So forget the shoulders, think about the waist. If you need to drop the arms, yeah, to just think about the waist, think about the waist. So you're turning and then maybe bring your arms up. Really dropping in, and you have to use your Mula Bandha here. You're drawing up naturally and you're drawing that tummy up naturally to get this twist. We're going to add on, so if you can take your left hand down to the mat, if you have a block, you could place your hand on a block or on a cushion. And again, if I put my arm up, it's quite a bit of pressure in my shoulder. So there is absolutely no difference when having my arm here. My shoulder feels relaxed. And actually, if I draw my arm away from me, I'm really getting a stretch in the shoulder. From here, this back arm, which is my right arm, is going to come back. I'm going to feel for the back of my thighs. That left arm is coming up without me coming out of my leg. So you hold it here, feeling a stretch. So draw that arm up. If you can you walk that hand back to as far as you can get it? Might not be very far. You might just be on the back of your thigh, and that's absolutely fine.
we're going to come up. Right foot is going to come off of the mat. So it's coming directly behind me. I am now going to feel a big groin stretch. So you will be naturally drawing up Mula Bandha. If you need to draw this left foot in a little bit, this is absolutely fine. And just think about opening up in your groin. So my body, instead of being forward, I'm to the side and I'm dropping down. You can bring your hand down if you want to. You could use a block if you want to. You could draw your arm up. But the main place you want to be feeling this stretch is in your groin on your left hand side, inside thigh stretch. Okay, you might want to bring your arm up. Keep this chest to the side. Notice the Mula Bandha. Notice Uddiyana Bandha instantly working. So if you just brought in your Ujjayi breath, bit of ocean breath sound. You've got all three bandhas. So come up. The left leg, I'm going to stretch it out, sliding it away from me a little bit, drawing up the toes. So as it slides away, I'm going to feel that inside thigh stretch. Again, if I don't hold the Mula Bandha, I'm going to be in trouble. Yeah, so already the bandhas are working, these locks, and it's drawing the energy all the way up. I'm going to take my right arm up, get that lift, and then stretching all the way over to the side. So it's up to you. You can stretch all the way out until you can feel your toe. You can go as low or as high. Just think about prana with space. Bring yourself up. And what I mean by that is when we draw in our air, we also draw in life force energy. This is called prana. And I've said it before, from prana we can get energy from our food, from our water, from the sun. We also get it from the oxygen we breathe into our body. And we want to make prana with space. So always lift and stretch and get that length in your body to allow this energy to move freely within you. So from here, we're going to bring ourselves back into a lunge. So maybe lift your knee, turn it round. I don't want you to hurt your knee. So we're in a lunge again. We're going to come into a plank. So my hands are going to come down. Maybe you might need to just draw that leg back a little bit. And you're going to step back into a plank. So think about your plank, okay? So I'm going to push back with the heels, might even bring my toes in a little bit. If I use my Mula Bandha, draw up, my belly lifts. Uddiyana Bandha, that tummy lifts, my back slightly lifts, so I'm protected. If I tuck my chin into my chest and use the Ujjayi breath, this is going to make sure I'm breathing properly. You can do all of this on your knees if you wish. If you can you take your right knee to your right elbow? You can also do that on your knee. Bring it back and relax. Release your toes and just sit back onto your heels for a moment, stretching your arms out, drawing up, Uddiyana Bandha, get that tummy out of the way. Mula Bandha. Walk your fingertips out, feel that stretch, it comes right from your glutes. We're going to come all the way over to the right. Draw your arms over to the right, feeling a big stretch on the left. Drop your head. And then come all the way back. Let's do the left side. And then bring yourself up. From here, hands are down. Think about your bandha. Your hands
My elbows are coming to the back of the room as I don't want them to leave my body as I come down. So we're going to tuck our toes under, kind of like a bit of a box position. We want to bring our chin and our chest down, pushing our bottom in the air. My arms need to be tucked into the side of my body. So take your elbows, draw them in. Draw them elbows to the side of your body. Breathe naturally. Relax, stretch out long. Tuck your forehead in. And now think about that, like I said, that pranawis space. So although I feel like I'm lovely and long, I can make myself longer. So I'm just going to draw my hands back to my chest. Draw my elbows to my body. Now draw my right foot away by stretching the leg. Stretch the left side. Now imagine lifting your head and drawing the crown away. So we've got more length. Push down in your hands. Come up into cobra. Up facing dog. Wherever you need to be. Breathe naturally. We're going to tuck our toes and then push back into a down dog. Keep your heels down to the mat if you can. If they're not down, that's absolutely fine. Take your tailbone up to the ceiling. Think about your hands. Think about your Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Think about your throat lock, Jalanhara Bandha. So we need to bring that right leg through. So either step it or bring your knees down, help it through, coming into a good position. We don't want to end up where you step through and you go, and then you're stuck. Yeah? You're better off to come down, draw that leg through, get a good position. Hands are down, draw the tummy, draw the Mula Bandha, look forward, get a nice long spine. Tuck your back toes. Bring your feet slightly apart, feet under the hips. Drop your bottom. We're coming up into chair pose, so bottom down. Now, tuck by using the Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Throat lock, take your chin, tuck it into your chest, Ujjayi breath. Stand all the way up. Bring your hands into prayer. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your heels, place your heels down. Lift your toes, spread them, place them down. Draw up your thighs, close your eyes. Think about your Mula Bandha. So as you draw it up, feel your bottom slightly tuck. Lift that tummy up. Take the crown to the ceiling. Ujjayi breath, ocean breath, make that sound. Breathing in maybe for a count of 5, 6, 7, 8, wherever you get, then exhale the same. And then bring your hands down. Roll your shoulders back. I hope you're okay. I'm going to swap ends so I'm facing you. So we're doing our left leg this time. Let me just bring back my mat a little bit. So again, let's connect with ourselves. This is the whole point. Yeah, we're really studying our bodies, really beginning to understand ourselves. So lift your toes, lift your heels. You know, if you feel a little bit anxious and a little bit like, oh, that was a lot, you know, breathe in. Just let it out.
shake your hands and just let it all go. Let's bring our hands to the side of our body. Imagine that plumb line. So if you need to move your heels, spread your toes, draw up your thighs. Now Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, crown of the head. Ujjayi breath, breathe in. Are you counting more? Are you breathing deeper and longer? Let's inhale the arms up. Get that length. Yeah, lift up. Big long waist. As we exhale, we're going to bend the knees. You don't have to if you've got really good flexibility. We don't want to pull on the back. Drop your head once you're down. Move your head. Now think about stretching the legs. Maybe moving one leg to the other. Nice and slow and controlled, and breathing and exhaling, softening into the posture. Let's lift up that left leg. It's a big long lunge. Place the knee down and relax the toes. Check your alignment, knee, ankle alignment. Feeling the hips are nicely stretching. Mula Bandha, draw up, get that tummy out the way so you can sit down. Looking forward, meditating in any position. So once you've got it, whether you feel good or it's a little bit too much, you need to control that stress. So breathe, close your eyes, really try and switch off. Then we're going to inhale the arms up. So slight little bend in the back here. Keep your neck up if you've got a sore neck. Then we're taking that twist to the left. So like I said, either use your arms or keep your arms here. Think about the twist before you ever bring the arms in, and then just drop the arms. We don't want to feel anything in the shoulders. This is all to do with spinal rotation. Drawing up the Mula Bandha, lifting up that tummy. Breathe in, rotate the shoulders back and down. Feel relaxed. So if you can, this right hand is going to come down and sit next to the right foot. So correct yourself. Yes, I've got my hand down. Now I'm going to think about turning my waist. I want to forget this shoulder. So I'm just going to draw my arm out to the side. If I take it up, I can instantly feel this is pressure in my neck. Okay, so once you're here, close your eyes. Breathing deeply. Drawing up the Mula Bandha, the Uddiyana Bandha, Ujjayi breath. And then from here, we're coming to a windmill. So my left hand is on the back of my thigh. I can walk it back, or you can just keep it up here. You can take your neck back, your arm up. I'm still getting that length. And then relaxing down. From here, this left leg, so slightly come out of the stretch. This left leg, I'm going to turn my leg back off of the mat. I want to feel this big groin stretch. So get yourself into position. Sometimes you have to try it, you know, maybe lift your knee, get the foot coming forward. I need to feel this stretch here. This isn't a lunge, so my body needs to be to the side. Relax shoulders, and I'm just going to keep moving into this stretch. I've got to draw up this Mula Bandha. I've got to draw up Uddiyana Bandha. So I might as well use the Ujjayi breath. If you can, you're going to bring your hand down. If you can't, it's absolutely fine. You can use your block. You could maybe keep your arm up on your leg, holding it here. Draw your arm out to the side. If your shoulder feels okay, you don't feel like you're squeezing and it's a relaxed position, yeah? You hold it here, just look into that arm. I can feel my inside thigh, my groin. I've got the Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Maybe close their eyes. And then from here, use your hand maybe to draw you up. We're going to stretch this right leg. So I'm just drawing the leg out. Keep an eye on this leg. Sometimes when you're allowing it to stretch out, it starts going backwards. Needs to be in alignment. So I'm going to draw it out. Can feel this inside thigh stretching. I've really got to use the bandhas here. As my arm comes up, I want to stretch my waist. Equally stretching it here to come over. Nice straight arm. Looking underneath the arm. Use your breath. Close your eyes maybe. And then draw up. You can take your hands down if you need to help this leg come in, or however you need to do it, bring it back. Then we're going to draw that leg back round. We're coming into a plank. So think about your plank. You might want to be on your knees this time round, otherwise come up, maybe draw the toes in, pushing back with the heels, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Get your eye gaze. Think about your elbows being slightly bent, tiny bit bent. We don't want a lot of pressure on those elbows. And you're relaxed in your shoulders. You can be on your knees doing this, just drawing up. If you can, we're going to take the left knee to the elbow. Relax whenever you need to. Bring that leg back. Let's take the knees wide this time. So really, really wide. And just bring ourselves down. So maybe one hand on top of the other. Maybe you might feel like you need to just move from side to side. You might want to take your head to one side and then swap. You might feel you need a little bit of pressure on your back to keep your heels down. Might feel nice to just stretch the arms out in front. And then gently bring yourselves up. We need to bring our knees back together. Coming back up into our down dog. So widen the legs, tuck your toes under. Push your tailbone up. Think about a flat back, yeah? So use the bent leg to get that flat back. So then take the heels down, really feeling a nice long spine. So we need to get this left leg through. If you're able, you might bend your knees, grab the back of your thigh, not thigh, calf, and draw that left leg through. Okay, you might need to come back down onto your knees to help that leg through, or just step through. However you need to do it, we need to end up in a long lunge with a long spine. Fingertips down. Let's bring that right leg through. Our feet are under our hips. We're going to drop our bottom. Just watch these knees don't come out, yeah? And the feet are down. We're going to come up into chair using our Mula Bandha. This is going to slightly tuck the tailbone, relax the shoulders, and then stand all the way up. Bring your hands into prayer. Again, just listen to your body. What is it telling you? Do you feel like you need a big breath and a big... You know, when we're practicing yoga, we're stretching and releasing all different parts of our body. It can be a big emotional release sometimes. So just let it all go. Then we're going to place our hands down. We're going to come into tree pose, so a balancing posture. So find a nice position, maybe with your legs bent or however you need to feel, feet slightly apart. We're going to do the right leg first. So first of all, just turn that hip out and then either bring your foot down quite low so your toes are touching. You might want to draw your leg to your shin. Just think about it. What we're doing is we're opening the hip. Yeah, so your leg doesn't really need to be here. We're really trying to open. If you want to bring your leg up higher, this is fine as long as this leg stays out to the side. Now, a lot of pressure pushing in my inside thigh. So it's pushing my hip out to the side. So I need to draw this hip back to the centre. So I'm drawing this in. I'm trying to keep my body long and straight. It's quite an effort. And again, this is a good one to do in front of the mirror. So let's just bring our arms out. Let's touch our first finger to our thumb. Stretch out the other fingers. Holding it here. Let's bring our hands into prayer. Without placing this foot down, I just want you to take your leg out, point the toe. We're going to come into star. So my whole body, I'm not looking down and my chest isn't turned down. I'm keeping to the side. Whoop, just wallop the light. And then take the arms out like a star. Can you lift your leg up a little higher? Notice the Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Do you need to use the Ujjayi breath if your breathing is stopping? Sometimes we hold our breath. Can we come into aeroplane? We hold our breath when we're concentrating. Now you need to be very, very heavy in your hip. Yeah, so the leg that's up, be heavy on that side. So both hip bones are pointing down. Can we tuck, can we tuck our chin in so the spine is nice and long? And then bring ourselves up. Yes, I can feel myself holding my breath there. So the Ujjayi breath is a really good place to be. So you're, you know, and lengthen it. Count the breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 maybe. So shall we do the other side? So listen to how you're feeling. Notice if your breath's a little bit uneven. You really need to work on the breath a little bit more on this side. So let's do the left side. So think about all of these bandhas. First bandha is our feet. We need to be grounded, don't we? So I'm going to lift my right foot and the heel and press it down. Opening to the side, left hip comes open. You can either bring your leg quite low, and it's okay, my hip is open beautifully. If you bring it up higher, but your hip's not as open, I'd go down to the lower level. Draw that foot up. It's quite a bit of pressure, and you'll notice as you place that foot, you're drawing up that Mula Bandha and that Uddiyana Bandha. Draw this side inwards. This foot's pushing you out. Draw in. Think about this length in your waist, nice and long. And then can we take our hands out and draw thumb to first finger, stretch out the other fingers. Ujjayi breath. I'm going to release my foot, but I'm not going to put it down. So that foot's coming out to the side. I'm not turning my chest to the floor. I'm out to the side like a star. Open your fingertips. Draw up that Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Use your Ujjayi breath. Now very, 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 very slowly take that back leg back. You can put your toe down if you need to. Keep those hip bones facing down. Can you lift that back leg up? Flex your foot so you know that your hip bones are facing down. Once your arms are out, you might need to look in front of you and then draw an imaginary line so your eye gaze can finally look down. Ujjayi breath. And then bring yourself, do it slowly, bring yourself back up. Well done. Well done. Let's roll your shoulders back. So let's come down to the mat now. Let's do a few floor stretches, shall we? Let's come into a forward fold. So allow your flesh to come back. Have your knees bent if you need to. Hold on to your toes. Remember, if you need a strap, you can use a belt or the belt from your dressing gown, something like that. And just bring yourself forward. And feel relaxed here. Really drawing up, closing your eyes. So the bandhas, they're these locks, and they're going to stimulate the nerve conduction, and it illuminates the chakras. You know, when we're using this Mula Bandha, this is around our root chakra. And then our Uddiyana Bandha it's around our solar plexus. And then obviously the throat chakra. So it really helps to get everything working in the body, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Let's widen our legs to wherever feels good. Might need to lift your bottom up. Just have a little check out of your legs and make sure that they're level. You haven't got one going out further than the other. Sometimes we're stretchier on one side to the other. So just be aware of that. And then either take your hands behind you, yeah, and just bring yourself forward. If you're beautifully stretchy, I suggest you put your head on the floor. If you're not, we're going to stay like this, and I'm with you. So flex your feet, draw up your thighs, yeah? So we don't want to have these bent legs where nothing's stretching. We're really going to try and push the heels away. Flex the feet, draw up the thighs, and even take the toes, the feet, and think about drawing them back. So it's like taking our legs and just opening the hips even more. You can use your hands to just keep drawing you forward. Just keep edging and edging a little bit further forward. Just do it in a nice relaxed way as much as you can. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Then we're going to bring our legs in. We're going to bring our hands next to our body. So just have them sort of locked in. I'm just going to turn to the side. So we're stretching out our shoulders here. So roll these shoulders back, place your feet down, draw your bottom off, come all the way up. If you've got a healthy neck, take your neck back. You might feel like you need to walk your feet out a little bit. And just hold it here. Just allow that bottom to come down. We're going to tuck the toes in, coming into a cross-legged position. So we're coming back to sitting up on our block or our cushion. So at this point, if you have had enough, then I suggest you lay down, take your palms to face up, take your feet a little wider than hip distance so your feet roll out to the side. Otherwise, we're going to come and we're going to sit up in a meditation position. So find a nice, comfortable seated position. If you wish, you can take your right hand and place it, so the back of your right hand is going to sit on top of your left hand, and then your thumbs are going to touch. Okay, so I'll just say that again. Take your hands apart. Take your right hand, take your left hand under your right and place the right hand on top of the left and place your thumbs together. So this is a nice peaceful mudra called dhyana. So let's roll our shoulders back and down. Think about your Mula Bandha now, very gently just drawing up. Just listen to your breath. Feel lovely and relaxed. Just take a count of 4 to breathe in and a count of 4 to breathe out. So be mindful. Really listen to your body, listen to your breath. So we're just going to sit quietly. So there's no right or wrong with meditation. You're just sitting here. Just let any thoughts that pop into your head, just let them come and let them go. Any sounds that you hear, just, don't label them. Just notice that it's a sound and just let it go. We're going to take a last long final deep breath in. Really fill your lungs, push your tummy out. Feel the air come into your body and lift your chest and your shoulders. And then feel the air just leave your body, feel your shoulders drop, feel your rib cage come in. So from here, without opening your eyes, I want you to come down. If you're not already down on your mat, I want you to come and lay down. Take your feet a little wider than the mat. Just allow the feet to drop out to the side. Take your shoulders and just roll them under and take the arms slightly wider than the mat with your palms to face up. Take your chin into your chest. Just allow your tongue to relax back in your mouth. Allow your frown to disappear. Just allow your mouth to be slightly open. Make sure your teeth are not touching. Your chin, tuck it into your chest. And we're going to take a big long breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. So just continue with this relaxation. I'd like to say thank you for joining me again. Om Shanti, which means peace to you wonderful people. And Namaste, which means I bow to the divine in the beautiful human being that you are.